When I was doing the dinner train that went from Stillwater to Duluth, and I was on it with my mom. We were sitting with two strangers and the subject of adoption came up. And these two women were talking about adopting infants versus older children, and that phrase baggage came up, and they were, saying they could never adopt an older child because they have baggage. And I just remember my mom and I looking at each other, and I just said, well, I'm so thankful that my mom didn't feel that way. My name is Jackie Fallon. I work for the Sheriff's Investigations Division. I've been with the Sheriff's Office since 2003. I do all the coding and assigning cases that come in to investigations, a lot of statistical work. For me, just being behind the scenes and supporting them every day gives me such pride. So when I was 9 years old, my three younger brothers and I were abandoned. We had been abused and neglected in our early childhood. In 1981, my brothers and I were featured on KSTP's Thursday's Child, a news segment that featured older children who were in need of adoptive homes.
And what about Jackie?
Well, in the summer I like to swim. When I grow up, I'm going to be a nurse.
And my parents saw my brother and I on that show. And so that's what led to our adoption with my family. My two younger brothers were adopted by a different family. I was adopted when I was 12. Thankfully, we were adopted into a loving, nurturing home that taught us good values and morals. It was hard being separated from my two younger brothers. I have always mourned the loss of the relationship that I, would have had with them, but here we are. In 2015, I think, is the first time that the four of us worked together in 15 years.
2.5 years later, after losing a father and a mother, being separated from my two youngest brothers.
My childhood has had long effects. I have this constant fear of being judged and rejected and disappointing others, and so that's what led me to becoming a refit instructor. Refit is a fitness program that believes the heart is a muscle and a soul. We also share with everyone that everyone has a glory story, and you only need to be brave one time to share your story with someone to make an impact. I would say that there are great rewards for opening your heart to a child, an older child especially, that needs a home. In my case, my social worker that was instrumental in placing us gave me wonderful advice before we were put in our adoptive home, and she told me that I could let my circumstances make me bitter, or I could use them to make me better. And so I used my circumstances to be better, and I've forgiven the past, and I choose to live my life every day with joy and gratitude.